You did not earn anything yet. You simply earned the right to be here. You have to earn the right for your next shift. If you don't want to do that job, there's a lot of other people that'll take your spot. Go out and be a dog. There's always room for those guys in my locker room and on my team.
The Minnesota trip was unique for us. It was our first flight as a program, traveling with 40 plus kids, plus all the staff. You know, there was a lot going on between the coordination of travel, you know, figuring out how we were getting the vans to and from Hartford Airport.
I'm Jake King. I'm the head coach of the 18 varsity. I'm from Sheffield, Massachusetts. When Mike asked me to go to Minnesota, I knew without a doubt in my mind that I wanted to go. I knew the team needed a little bit of energy and extra buzz on that bench. We also needed somebody to drive the fifth van and the cameramen for the weekend.
Overall, once we got there, it was definitely smooth. It was a much easier trip than the bus to Chicago, that's for sure. Going to Minnesota, we kind of knew that, you know, the exposure was going to be there for our guys. In the 3 years, it was definitely the most recruited event that we've been to. Anywhere from NHL scouts to Division I scouts all the way down to the junior leagues.
For me, when I look for a guy to try to fill in on my roster and wear a Danbury sweater, that's the type of things that we want. We want guys who do things with conviction, with bite, with hunger, with intent. Not to be a passenger and just a body that fills up a roster spot, right? I'm very intense. I like intensity. A lot of our pregame approach before we come in, we talk about narratives, right? We talk about narratives, why we're here, what we're meant to do, what we need to accomplish. And we also talk about the fact that at the end of the day, we're all here for a reason, right? We proved that we can be here.
There was a packed house almost the whole weekend with scouts, which is good for our players because that's part of the process, is trying to get these guys to the next level.
You gotta understand, today's the day where either you come out and you're animals and you show everybody that, hey, we can play with the big boys and run with them, or you guys gotta go back with your tail in between your legs. It's up to you guys. It has no effect on them or us. It's on you.
We knew game one was going to be BK, and we had a lot to offer them. We picked up where we left off.
Losing to BK at their home tournament in Rochester was definitely a big L for us. You know, playing them again in a grudge match a couple weeks later was definitely something to look forward to. We had a lot of confidence going into the game.
Like Coach Lenny said, we didn't leave our families, we didn't leave our lives, come here for nothing, right? We got on a plane, we flew out here to work every single day. Every day, practice, workouts, trial, film, all of it. Every single day for moments like today. You gotta get up, you gotta want it, and you gotta battle. Give me everything you got. Effort, attitude, toughness.
It was a great game, came down to the wire. We were trading goals, trading leads. They tied up in the last minute, then won the first shift of overtime. It was a tough loss, but it was amazing to see how hard they took those guys again. We're one shot away from being a top 10 team.
A loss is tough, but playing a top 6 team in the country and being considered the underdogs and being ranked 60th is definitely something that we're proud of and we'll continue to build off of as an academy.
I don't like celebrating losses. I hate it. But we're gonna find a positive out of it because we deserve it. So now we have to pick our heads up, enjoy the fact that you guys just battled your balls off, and then we'll go back tomorrow and we'll do it all over again.
We don't like moral victories, but I was definitely pleased with the effort and the compete level of the team and the energy on the bench.
There was a lot of good things to celebrate from that game with how hard they went up and down the ice, how well they were in the systems and habits and discipline. And they really pushed the top 10 team for 3 periods where it came down to the final minute, a minute away from a victory against them. And that's the way it goes sometimes with one shot can change it all in that last minute. So it was a good learning experience on how to close out a game where we let it get away from us. It was also a good learning experience that we can win those types of games against top teams.
My name is Brady Hawkins. I'm from Palm Beach, Florida, and I'm a forward on the 18U prep team. Well, I grew up in Florida playing for the Florida Alliance my whole life, so getting the Opportunity to play them again was definitely a fun game.
It was an opportunity. I felt like we had 3 Florida kids, and both Florida kids had been with us for all 3 seasons. I knew that, that Brady and Jack were obviously going to be in the lineup, but with a 3-goalie rotation, I really wanted to give Vaughn an opportunity. I don't know if he'll ever get to play against the Florida Alliance again. Hey boys, let's do this one for the Florida boys, okay? Let's do this one for the Florida boys. Let's do it for each other. Let's battle for each other. Let's go get them. I made a comment in the pregame speech about it being important to those kids, and we played well for them, and we got the win for them. So they deserved it. I was happy for them.
We have a couple of Florida boys on the team, so that was a personal win for us.
That's a good game. It's not always as simple as it seems. So now to stick together, that was a good victory. Boys, good job.
Coming to the Phoenix game, I got to see all my old buddies. We didn't talk before the game. I don't think they were allowed to. I didn't think I should have, since it's a battle between both teams.
Against the Yotes, it was a pretty chippy game, a lot of penalties.
It was kind of a parade to the penalty box, and we ended up giving up the lead, and it was a 4-4 game going into the third.
Sokol stood up for me after I got hit. Even with all the penalties, we locked in and we got the win.
One of our players, Alex Smith, he currently is with us, but in the past he's played for the Phoenix Junior Coyotes, so I know it meant something to him to get that win. And I know the boys kind of rallied around him as well.
Boys. Thanks for working hard. This game means, you have no idea how much this game means to me. Playing my own team, they're all ignoring me when I come to the building. Boys, get that. Great game, boys.
All right, hey, good job. Let's go. Let's finish this trip on a good note here. Good job.
Yeah, it was a great trip from maybe not a win perspective, but exposure perspective, building block perspective. I know the boys had a great time on and off the ice. Good mall trip to Mall of America. And looking forward to the next fight. Hopefully it won't be to next season though.